Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early March 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Virgo gang in early March? It's Pisces season. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo in early March. What's the vibe? What's the energy? What's going on for my good friends here, please? There we go. That nice and quick. Okay, this fun. This could be fun. I guess it depends on whatever situation you're going through. But usually when I see this oracle card, it's very lighthearted, which could be a big silver lining for the reading as a whole. Unless this is someone that's having a little too much fun. I mean, is there such a thing? But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about that card. Now, the reason I say it feels very fun and lighthearted to me, because these are essentially toys. It's like we have a snow globe, we have like these little dolls, we have this unicorn or horse right there, and it just feels like it's very lighthearted to me. So for a lot of Virgos, if you've been going through a stressful time, dealing with stressful things, you've been having a lot on your plate, anything that's been like too much for you, spirit could be saying, hey, maybe you need to lighten the mood a little bit. Now, again, that's not judgmental or anything like that. But spirit could just want you to enjoy yourself or just do something to lighten the mood, because that's what this feels like to me. Now, I always say that every person has fun in different ways. Some people like to stay in and watch shows or go to the movies or go out in nature. It could be any variety of different things. But spirit is definitely encouraging the whole Virgo collective to just lighten the mood a little bit or lighten the energy. This could be very fun. Now, the inverse of this card, for some of you, it could be a little problematic. Maybe there's someone you're connected to that is a little too lighthearted or having a little too much fun, where they need to like really tighten something up and get into some sort of a schedule or some sort of structure, if that makes sense. So it could go both ways. I mean, listen, no judgment here, but we're just going to put it down for now. Let's get into tarot. And I always say that first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Virgo friends. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was a beauty. The reading was titled A Massive Blessing. So even if one hasn't come in for you just yet, it could be coming like any day, any week now. It felt really nice because we did have a string of some choppy readings, right? It was a few weeks where we had some things that were a little concerning to look at. But last week, it just felt like something paying off or going through some sort of process and the universe really smiling upon you. So it was a beautiful, lovely reading. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my beautiful Virgo friends. What's happening in early March, please? What is going on for Virgo? Thank you. Okay. So we have an interesting mixture of energy to start us off here, and it seems like I've been getting similar things for all the earth signs. We have the Watcher of the Tarot deck chilling right here in position number 1, the good old Page of Swords. What are you doing there, my friend? And we also have the 1111 card, the 4 of Wands. Very, very spiritual energy showing up right here. So let's get one more out. And the reason I said I'm getting a very similar theme is because I feel like in the Capricorn reading, there were double 4s. So a lot of repeating numbers in the earth signs this week. And then we have the 9 of Wands. So you have a lot of fire and air showing up here. And it's like an even mixture of stuff happening. There's a lot of skeptical energy as well. So we're definitely going to want to look at all this much closer. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know me, I always look at the elements first because it just tells me how the energy is moving. And there is an abundance of fire in your energy this week. Now, fire is usually action. It's movement. It's making things happen. It could also deal with your energy levels and vitality, health, That's a big thing with a lot of fire. And we have the Four of Wands, Nine of Wands. So this is like a wall. Like, even though this is a very good card, this one is a wall. It's like there's a big barrier or a big wall. So maybe you're being very protective about something, because even with this Page of Swords right here in the front, which is air, notice how like both of these energies are very, very cautious, very much on guard. So maybe that's a vibe you're in right now, where either you're keeping an eye on something, or there's someone with an abundance of caution for some reason. Let's go through and really build this out piece by piece. Now, position number one, we have the Page of Swords, so air sign energy. And you always know when you mix fire and air, when there's an abundance of that, that could be explosive, which could be good for moving things forward, but at the same time, it could be very unpredictable. Now, the Page of Swords, you might be connected to an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If that's not the case, pages are students. They represent new things, fresh things, things with a lot of potential. So I don't think this is a bad card, but there's a different flavor here with this Page of Swords. Yes, they can also be communicators and talkers, but the Page of Swords is the watcher of the tarot deck. So this tells us, like, hey, either there's something you need to pay attention to, something you need to keep a very close eye on, or maybe someone's got their eye on you. Could be that as well when the Page of Swords is here. It's like watching the moves, and it is a defensive energy as well. So it's like interesting that we have the Page in the front, the Nine of Wands on the back. There's like this certain vigilance that we're seeing, or just a certain cautiousness. That's like a big vibe we're picking up. So we'll see what's up. Now, a big challenge that comes with pages is they're not always a guarantee. When we see page energy, it's like, all right, well, this could be good, but there's still a long ways to go in regards to something. Like, there could still be a process. Now, moving to the middle, we do have a very positive card. We have the Four of Wands, the 1111 card. Usually it's super celebratory, nice and happy, very similar to the energy we were picking up last week. Now, this card, I do link heavily to spirituality because of the repeating numbers. So watch out for signs, synchronicities, and omens. Those could be heightened in this time for a lot of Virgos when this card comes out. But aside from that, I feel like this is a group setting, or get-togethers, parties, things like that, having fun, like that very first card we had. So this can be great. This could represent a win or a victory. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. Now, when it comes to this card and all the other fours, it can be very grounded. Now, that's predictable. This could also represent land, home, family, all that different kind of stuff. So whenever I see the Four of Swords, I'm like, all right, this could be a really, really fantastic energy, or it could just be something that's not budging if this is not representing an omen. Now, moving to the very back end, this is where we're really going to have to start piecing things together, because you see this Four of Wands. It does look celebratory, but they're kind of building a wall. Same thing here with this Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior. So this is a card of healing normally. This represents an energy of someone that's been through a lot of things. I don't really want to go through it again. For some Virgos, you might be in some sort of recovery phase in regards to something, whether it's like mentally, emotionally, physically, monetarily. There's some sort of recovery going on when this card is here. It's not all bad. Like I said, it's cautious. It's keeping its eye on something. So similar to this Page of Swords here on the front, it's like, no, I'm keeping an eye on this. Whether it's something you need to continue to watch, or it's something that you're not really paying attention to, we'll have to see when we clarify it. Now, the rough side of this, it could represent blockages. It could represent problems, issues, situations that are difficult to solve. I'd always say, like, worst case scenario, not worst case, it can represent like somebody rejecting something. So it's like when we have this big wall built here, yeah, we have this page, they're keeping guard, but there can most definitely be certain behaviors, things, people, situations where you're like, not right now, or you might be outright rejecting something when this card is here. Okay. If not, it's just a super cautious vibe. So we will just have to see when we clarify it. So it's just very intriguing, the little themes that we have going here. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Virgo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here for my Virgo friends. Let's see what's happening. My guides, talk to me. What is going on? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the page. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Page of Swords time. Let's start making our way through. What is happening with this page, please? Thank you. Yeah, King Pentacles. And that is one of your power cards here. If not, I mean, maybe you're connected to another earth sign, but intuitively, I'm just feeling like for a lot of you that you could have eyes on, right? And I'm not saying that in a nefarious way. To me, it's like someone checking in, like, are you okay? Are you okay? I just need to check this out. So I am getting that really strong vibe. So whether it's career based or interpersonal relationships, it's like somebody that's like, I'm going to keep an eye on Virgo, see how they're doing or how they do something. Like that's kind of the energy I'm picking up. Now, another thing that we could see here with the King of Pentacles, and remember, it's not gender specific. It's very grounded. It's very sturdy. It's very much set in its ways. So when I see the guarded Page of Swords next to this King of Pentacles, it could be Spirit saying like, all right, Virgo, something may be getting better, but it's very important that you keep an eye on it. So there is most definitely something or a situation that still needs your attention a little bit. It doesn't need your whole focus, but it's something that you still need to pay attention to. Okay, so this could be a little bit of a warning there, but again, you might just be under someone's microscope. So we're going to leave it at that for now. Let's keep moving forward. I feel like we don't need to read other messages into that and muddy the waters. It's very simple. Let's see what the Four of Wands says, because I want to see what this whole wall is about here on the back end. So let's keep it moving. Why is the Four of Wands here, please? Okay, so now we have double nines. So notice a lot of repeating themes for you. So the fire-air combination is still most prevalent. The Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands, so we have the repeating numbers all over the place. Please watch out for signs, synchronicities, and omens. Now, I do feel for a lot of Virgos, if you are receiving a lot of signs and synchronicities, part of it is Spirit trying to, I don't want to say console you, but reassure you. So just know that if you're getting a lot of these signs and you're Googling them and checking them out and seeing what they mean, I feel like the big root of it is your Spirit team really trying to tell you, like, listen, we're here, we're with you. Just very reassuring. Now, the Nine of Swords is extremely stressful. And there is still this energy of something that may have been bothering you, an issue, a problem. And it's like, all right, well, it's getting better, but it's still lingering. Either I've been dealing with it for a long time, or like it seems like it's improving, but why is it still lingering for whatever reason? So that's a big energy I'm picking up here in the front. Either a lingering person or a lingering issue, a lingering problem. It could be any of that. But at the same time, I feel like the best thing that we can pull from this is the reassurance from Spirit. Okay, so just keep that in mind, especially if and when you start receiving these different signs. I mean, some of you are probably receiving them already. But we're going to move over to the Nine of Wands and see what that's about, because I always feel like that's super important, especially when it shows up there on the back end with all these different energies we got going on up front. Let's see what the Nine of Wands has, then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is that 9 here, please? What is going on for my Virgos, please? Where's that 9 of Wands here? Okay. I mean, listen, my friends, the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Usually in the upright, the Six of Pentacles is giving, it's open. The total opposite of what we have here on the top. So I'm just going to have to say it. I said it in the beginning. I feel for a lot of Virgos and even cross watchers, if you're watching this, there is something very cautious about the energy I'm picking up around the Virgo collective. Maybe it's because all the different things that are happening in Pisces astrologically. So I'm not sure if most of you watch astrology or know about astrology things, but there's so much stuff happening in Pisces. That's your sister sign, and that could be affecting a lot of your Virgo placements. And I don't want to get too into the weeds here in regards to that, but when I see the Nine of Wands with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, which is usually open, this is most definitely a rejection of something. Okay, so for some of you, whether it is a behavior, whether it's a thought process, whether it's a person or a situation, it's like, I can't right now. It's giving me that kind of vibe. It's like, I can't right now for whatever reason. Now, you probably have valid reasons for this, not casting judgment at all. But to me, I can't help but let go of the phrase, like, something's a tough nut to crack. Okay, so if it's a person you've been dealing with, it's like, no, they're kind of set in their ways. But I do see an energy of saying, not right now. I can't. So there is sort of this like rejection energy happening here. So now might not be the time to make big moves, my friends. That's one thing I will say. Now, the Six of Pentacles in reverse, it represents either a situation that is not in balance, something that is possibly unfair even. And when this card shows up in reverse, it's like, I'm not giving to this. So for some of you, you might just not have the energy for a lot of extracurricular stuff. Or again, whether it's a thought process or an individual, it just, to me, it's saying not right now. And it is a rejection of something. Okay, that's the big vibe I'm picking up. Not saying it's happening to you. It could be you doing it. Right. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. So it's not all bad here. There's still good energy to be had. That's one thing I want you to remember. And remember, nothing's set in stone as well. You can manifest things. But if you kindly look in the box before we get to the shadows, position number 1, we have the Page of Swords, the Watcher, with the King of Pentacles. So this is Spirit either saying like, hey, someone's checking in on you, someone's got their eye on you, or there's a situation that even if it seems like it's almost resolved, you need to just keep an eye on it. So there could be something you've been working with or working through for quite a while where it's like, all right, it's almost there, it's getting better, but you need to keep aware of it. Moving to the center, we have the 4 of Wands with the 9 of Swords. So again, we have this energy of omen, signs, synchronicities, but a big thing I was picking up here is like a lingering issue of some sort where it just seems to be lingering and lingering. Just watch out for anxiety and stress levels in this time too. On to the back end, we have the 9 of Wands with the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. And yeah, it's giving me that rejection-based type of energy, whether it's a situation, a person, or you might just not have the energy for extracurricular stuff in this time. It was like, I just can't right now for whatever reason. Not saying that it's a never, it's just a not right now. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Let's get a good shuffle here. Let's see what we got in the shadows for Virgo. What is happening, guides and spirit team? And yes, this is where I go. I like to really check this out and see what's in the shadows, whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. It's always an interesting to do, and it doesn't always have to be a bad thing. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Virgo, please, in the shadows? What do we got? Thank you. Okay, 5 of Swords. All right, so you might need to just make sure that you're okay. Now, for some of you, this could be really rough. The 5 of Swords is a card that does show up in the shadows often, and in its positive sense, it can represent either doing what's right for yourself or making sure you're okay, placing yourself as top priority. Okay, now I do know a lot of Virgos in my personal life. They're the type of people, they'll give you the shirt off their back if they care and love for you. But when I see the 5 of Swords, it's like, no, you need to make sure you're okay. I don't know why that's coming up, but it is. Now, aside from that, the 5 of Swords could represent someone who's had a very choppy past. You may have dealings with a person that is a little mean, a little selfish, right? Because in the dark side, this card could be very self-centered. Worst case scenario, someone that's a little bit narcissistic. And it is a warning against conflict. So I feel like it could be one or the other, or even both for some of you. I think there is a good message that could be pulled from it, but I would not force anything in this time. So similar to like what we saw within the reading. So Virgo, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The March subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me and get a little glimpse into whatever situations you're dealing with, you can check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March schedule is up and live. But for the March subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, where in this beautiful big world are you from? I'll go first. I'm from New Jersey. And you could just put it down in the comments and you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.